what was left on the table? There's not a lot.
Time is running out for lawmakers to tie up all the loose ends during the legislative session.
Of course, today, the final day of Utah's legislative session, some lawmakers say there's still more work to be done. We've got team coverage for you from Capitol Hill tonight. Our Crisis in the Classroom team taking a closer look at education regulations and the impact of that.
First, though, we want to check in with Daniel Woodruff. And Daniel, you've been up at the Capitol nearly every single day during the session. So how are things shaping up to end today?
Well, in the last few hours, Heidi and Mark, the legislature has given final approval to the final piece of a plan that could remove the state food sales tax in 2025. That piece of the plan is known as Senate Joint Resolution 10. It would change the state constitution, allowing income tax revenue to be spent on other things after funding education, children, and disability services. Now, voters would need to say yes to that because it's changing the Constitution. If they do say yes, the state portion of the sales tax on food would go away starting January 1st of 2025. That's something a lot of people have been pushing for, but education groups have expressed concern. They say they don't want to change the state constitution and that earmark on the income tax without making sure education is funded, and they've been negotiating this point with lawmakers.
And if there's not education support for it, or we lose education support, I'm confident we can go back just to removing the earmark, and that's something we can do next session.
The Utah Education Association told me, quote, "We will seek member input during our annual delegate assembly in April. Our goal has always been to ensure education funding in Utah is prioritized, protected, and adequate through constitutional language and guarantees." So that's a major thing we were waiting for here today on Capitol Hill, that final piece of that plan to maybe remove the food tax in 2025. But there are other things here happening, of course, on Capitol Hill. Lawmakers busy this evening. They have to adjourn by midnight. Live at the Capitol, Daniel Woodruff, KUTV 2 News.